Hello everyone, welcome again to Analytics Kida and welcome to a whole new series where we will try to learn SQL starting from the basic level to the advanced level through the questions that are generally asked in the interview, right? So without wasting any time, let's move ahead first. So here I have first question, what is SQL? So remember that we do not read it as SQL. Whenever we are pronouncing, we pronounce it as SQL, right? So what is SQL? SQL is a programming language used for managing and manipulating relational databases. It's concise but powerful. So what does that mean? It is generally used to manage relational databases. So now you might have thinking that, so what is relational database? Okay, if you don't know, just keep it in your mind that in the end of this video, I will try to explain what is a relational database, right? So where I'm talking about that SQL is used to manage and manipulate relational database, where here managing and manipulating simply means that we're trying to create or make some changes in the databases. Okay? So in this managing and manipulating means we're trying to create changes some information in the databases. So I have if you want to see example how the SQL language looks like, so you have written some example below. You can see select title of the price from books where price is less than 20. That means here the select, from, and where, these are the keywords. And we use this language to write to access the database, the relational database, right? So let's move to the second question. What is a database? In the previous question, I was talking about relational databases. So now I'm talking about database. What is a database? Database is like a storage space where we store our organized and structured data. What do you mean by organized and structured data? There are many type of data. Those are on suppose I have a company and I directly store data like customers data. Like I'm a B2B sales company and I have so many data. I want to store those data. I can store these data and I simply collect those data in unstructured format and I store them. And later I have to convert them. I have to structure them and store them in the relational databases, right? So now there are unstructured data and structured data. Structured data means we will try to put some constraint and we'll try to store it in a tabular format or like that only. Okay. So database is like a storage space where we store our organized and structured data. So we use database to store data or information, retrieve data, make changes in the data. We use database to store data or information and retrieve data, make changes in the data. That means if you want to store some information, if you want to retrieve some information, we use simply database. If I give you some real life example how database works, so let's see. You must have seen the in the rural area, not in the only rural area, in the town also. In local shopkeeper used to store their customers information in a notebook, right? That notebook it is particularly can be called as database because it stores all the customers information, so you can call it as a database, right? And I have written some examples here, like a pen drive, SSD, and HDD in a computer. You can call it as a database. It's a database simply is a storage space. Just remember that database is a simple storage space. Got it? So let's move ahead. So the next question is, what is database management system? Now we understood what is database. Now it is they're asking that what is the database management system? It simply says that the software we use to access the database is simply known as database management system. If I give you an example, in the previous example, I told you that shopkeepers used to store their customers' data in a notebook, right? That notebook is particularly called as database. But to store those customers' data, we need what do we need? We need one pen or pencil, an eraser, and one sharpener, right? So these tools in modern term in digital term can be called as database management systems, right? There are multiple type of database management system, right? So we can say relational database management system is one of them. And there are no SQL management system, and there are multiple type of database management system, right? So it simply says that the tool we use, the software we use to access the database, to manage the database, is known as database management system. So let's move ahead to the next question. I think this is a final question here. Okay. So what is a relational database management system? Now, in the first question, there was a term relational database, right? Now it is asked that what is relational database management system? So before understanding what is the relational database management system is, let's try to understand what is relational database. In the picture below, you can see first table is a students table, second table is a text course table, and the third table is a courses table, right? And you can see all these tables are joined together are stored in relation to the another. You can see in the student table and take course table, there is one common field, that is ID. That means we can access both the table by using one common ID, one relation. That ID creates relation between these two tables. And if you see the take course and courses in these two tables, there is one common field we can say, that is class ID. And in the take course, there is a class ID. In the courses section table also, there is a class ID. That means these class ID field creates a relation between these two tables. So what do you mean by relational database? That means here in this database, we store our information with relation to the another. Here in this tables, you can see in the first student and take course table, we have stored information where we have one common field, that is ID. And in the take course and course table, we have another common field, that is class ID, right? So this is called a relational database. So, so what is a relational database management system? Relational database management system is very simple. Like the tool we use to manage relational database is called relational database management system, right? So I have written a simple definition here, and relational database management system is a type of database management system that is based on the relational model of data. I just told you that what is a relational database and how it works, right? So this is what is all about relational database management system. Let's see what we have the next slide. Okay. Why should we use relational database management system? If someone asks you that, why should we use relational database management system? We should use relational database management system because it stores data in table, which makes user to read and understand the data more easily. That means in the first question I told you that I think there are so many type of databases, right? So in relational database, what we do is we just store our information in tabular format. Like all the information will be stored in a table. And if you know, in the tabular structure in the picture below, you can see we can read our data very easily. So that makes more convenient for the RDBMS. This is the reason why should we use relational database management system. And the second thing is it provides a proper structure to the data, due to which it becomes more convenient to manage large data set. When it comes to the management of large data set, we cannot store a whole large set of data in one table. Suppose you have thousands fields of data. You have a data set, a table where we have thousands of fields. Fields means columns, each sections. So how can we read thousand sections of data? It becomes very difficult to access. Suppose you want to access the phone number, there will be thousand different sections. All the sections will be added in your result. So it becomes very difficult to understand or read your data, your output, right? So this is why we use RDMS, Relational Database Management System, where we break down all the large data set into small segments, small tables, and so that we can access whatever we want. And it is more convenient to do it, right? And it helps in maintaining data consistency. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something new in this video. If you learned something new, please try to or share this video and like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And thank you.